Today I'm sharing a little hack using some jute string and some metal plant stands I purchased from Kmart. To get started, you'll need a plant stand. I'm using these two from Kmart, some pots for your stands, jute string, scissors and a glue gun. Unravel a small amount of string. I originally started off by just wrapping it around itself, but it kept tangling up, so after the first piece that you'll see me doing next, I went ahead and wrapped it around a piece of cardboard, which I recommend you to start with that. Apply a small amount of glue and press down your starting piece of string. Then you're just going to wrap it around until you reach the top of the pole. I applied small amounts of glue about every 10 centimeters or so. Wrapping all 6 poles took quite a while, so I only filmed the process of one. Once you reach the end of the pole, cut the string and glue it down. You're then going to repeat the process on the other 5 poles. Okay, so now you have all of the middle section wrapped, you're going to go ahead and wrap the top section and the bottom section. Now that we've finished wrapping, we're going to move on to the macrame part of the plant stand. To start, you need to measure a piece of string out to 90 centimeters. Then you're going to cut out 11 more pieces at the same length. So you should have 12 pieces of string that measure 90 centimeters each. This is for one section of the plant stand. Taking one of the strings, you're going to fold it in half and place the loop over the ring. Then you're going to feed the end of the string through the loop. Go ahead and do this with all 12 pieces of string. You want to have roughly 1 centimeter between each string. You can do this as you go or adjust them once they're all on the ring. For the knotting section, we're going to work with 4 strings at a time. While holding the 2 middle strings together, you want to cross the outer right string over the 2 middle strings first. Then you're going to bring the outer left under all 3 strings and thread it through the back of the loop on the right. Gently pull until you have a firm knot. Next, you're going to do the exact same thing, but starting on the left side this time. Now, moving on to your next 4 strings, you're going to repeat the same steps. Continue the exact same pattern across the strings. You should have 6 knots by the end of the row. The second row of knots, you're going to push the first 2 strings aside and start your pattern of 4 strings. So we're doing the exact same pattern we did on the first row, but leaving out the first 2 strings. We'll continue to do this for every row to create a triangle shape. When you reach the end of your row, you should have 5 knots and 2 strings left over at each end. So again, you're going to leave out 2 strings at the start of the row, so all up you should see 4 loose strings on the left side. And we're just repeating the exact same pattern again. So at the end of every row, you should have 2 loose strings at the start and 2 loose strings at the end, and 1 less knot than the row before. When you get to the last row, you should only have 1 knot. Now it's time to create our tassels. Take 6 strings on the left side and tie them into a knot. And then just repeating the exact same thing on the other side. And then you're going to tie all of your remaining strings into a knot. Cut the tassels to the length you'd like. I started with the middle tassel and then just measured the side tassels to the same length. Now you're just going to unravel each string to get a fuller looking tassel. It should look something like this when it's finished, and now you're going to go and do the exact same thing on the other 2 sides. This is the finished look of the first plant stand. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think it will style well with all the natural tones that I'm adding to the house. Moving on to the next plant stand, I have already gone ahead and wrapped it, so go ahead and do that. To start, you're going to measure out one 30cm piece of string and then cut out another 18 pieces of string 20 centimeters in length. Taking a 30cm piece of string, tie it on the inner piece of the stand leg and on the top frame, and then the same thing on the other side. Then you're going to take a 20cm piece of string, fold it in half and place it over the string, feeding the end pieces through the loop. The exact same thing we did on the first stand. Repeat the same steps with all 18 strings. Once you have finished that, then you're just going to unravel all of the strings. Once you've done that, go ahead and snip off those little end ties just to tidy it up. And then you're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other 2 sides. And this is the finished plant stand. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please tag me on Instagram if you decide to make them, as I would love to see your recreations. I have my Instagram linked in the description box down below. Leave a comment below if there's a particular item you would like me to hack from Kmart. Hope you all have a beautiful and creative week. Bye for now.